Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with acclaimed Billboard artist, songwriter, and she's also producing many artists now. Her name, GINA CUTILLO. For more on GINA, you can read more about her right below this video, but in the meantime, take a sneak peek at her latest single, Runaway. Well, hello, GINA. How are you?
Hi, Will. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you, and I am so excited that the audience just got a sneak peek at your incredible talent with your song Runaway. GINA, you are not only an acclaimed Billboard artist and songwriter, but just a little bit of your bio. I mean, you've toured with Katy Perry, Paramore, Gym Class Heroes. You've written with Meghan Trainor, Kesha. I mean, you have done it all, but I want to know, GINA, where were you born and when did you realize that you had this artistic ability?
Well, first, let me say I wrote with Pete Nappy, who worked with all those artists, Kesha, and you mentioned Meghan Trainor. But I grew up in Long Island, and where it started with me was from my mother was a singer. So ever since I'm like 4, I've been singing. 5, I'm learning harmonies. So obviously, you grow up. I was in chorus, all that fun stuff, and then I just decided to teach myself guitar. I was at a garage sale. And I picked up an acoustic and I'm like, I'm doing this. I was in college and I'm like, no, this is what I want. I started writing songs when I was younger, but just writing lyrics and stuff. And then I just taught myself guitar and I was like, no, and then I knew and then it just from there, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it just
you're in a flow. I'm a firm believer, and I'm sure you are too, and the universe will conspire when you're in the flow of your bliss. And obviously, GINA, thank goodness you picked up that guitar, because it seemed like it was the key that unlocked the door to your bliss in future. I mean, you've had so much success also very early on in your career. I want to know, was there a moment early on in your career where you finally had the opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the thing?
Probably when we did the show Start Tomorrow. It was like based off of like an American Idol. It aired on TV, like 2 episodes. But it was like very big, and we went and we played in front of, I forget his name, something white, and it was crazy. So we wound up getting to Hollywood, and they literally flew us to Hollywood. And we performed there, and they were like, listen, we're not sure. I had to sign all these waivers, and you might be on TV for the episode. You may not. They wind up using my song and my performance and me getting so excited that we're going to Hollywood as their in and out promo of every commercial, like in and out break of the commercial, like coming. And then they showed our whole thing. And I would say when we were in Hollywood, I was like, I think I'm doing it. I think this is good. And then it was on NBC, and it was NBC, and my whole family came over. They all went to my parents' house, and the phone just went off the wall. They're like, Gina's on TV. Gina's on TV. Oh my God, you guys said she was part of this thing.
Gina, by the way, that was going to be my next question, because coming from an Italian family, from born and raised Brooklyn, then Westchester, but New York Italian, when something hits, I remember when my brother and I did a few TV things, I can imagine that household. You got the sauce, you got the pasta, you got the meatballs. Yeah, you got everyone from the neighborhood. You got the third cousin you haven't seen in 15 years. Everyone's calling out of the woodwork.
Well, what was funny was I said to my mom, I said, I'll come over, I'll watch the show with you. I don't even know if I'm going to be on. I'm not kidding. I show up and literally what you said, uncles, aunts, cousins, they're all I'm like, Mom, what are we doing here?
She was probably like, those people that you didn't know were cousins came over and said, oh, we're a cousin. You know what I mean?
And she's like, what? The family wants to watch it too. I said,
Gina, but isn't that beautiful though? And that's how I can relate to you. And I felt that energy with you pre-interview. Your family must be really proud of you, because I can already tell without even asking. Yeah. We had family and bloodline, whether it be our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, who sacrificed a lot for our success. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. My grandfather, and it's very close. My grandfather came off, his name is on Ellis Island. They're right off the boat. And it really, family is very big for me. I still am around. We all live in the vicinity of each other. It's almost ridiculous. We love each other so much. And even when I was traveling so much, when I came back home to my family. And it's the best thing ever. They really are truly.
Gina, I hear you. Oh my God, I could just talk to you about our families, but but family and music, they go hand in hand, but also there's a universality to what you do, Gina. And I'm sure you've been told that before, but I want to know, during this time, obviously it's been hard for all humans, but especially artists. I'm curious to know this past 18 months, how it's accentuated and strengthened your why. And why you do what you do.
Yeah. So when we first went into lockdown, I was doing a lot with music. I'm always doing a lot. And for the first couple of weeks, I was like, oh, this is a nice little break. I have an excuse not to go running around and traveling. Let me just get some me time, finish up some songs. Then after a while, I was like, oh, I need to perform. I'm like, I want to get, I missed my band. I missed a lot of stuff. So then you fall down a little into a depression, oh, is this ever ending? We're here now and it's now a month and it's 2 months and I can't really see my family. And then I was like, no, we're not falling down here. And then I started writing again and I collaborated with Craig Siegelbaum and we wrote The Red Sea. We did a video and it just started coming all back again. I'm like, I'll make it work. Okay. So I couldn't perform for over a year. But I did a lot of live on my Facebook. I performed, I would record myself, put it out there. And any way I can touch base with my fans or people that I love to do what I do, that's what I was doing.
But Gina, you bring up a great point. I mean, in terms of not only what we do as artists anyway, but I can tell you being from the family you come from, we're all about connection. And if we can't be there live with an audience to feel that vibration and that conversation.
Exactly.
I feel like lockdown, COVID or not, you are always going to keep moving forward with that need to connect and to bring people together.
Yeah, well, it was funny because my neighbor is like, are you playing your guitar in your garage? I'm like, yeah, I'm filming something. I'm connecting with people. I need to get this out. Even New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve was that second spike here in New York. Everybody's plans just got canceled. So I literally did probably 8 live songs that day. And I told everybody, I said, I'm going to be coming on live every 2 hours, every hour. And we'll do New Year's Day together into the evening. And then I'm going to just go and be with my family and whatever. Well, my husband and my son, it was just us. I said, but for the day and from the late afternoon, I'm going to perform. And that's what I did. And it kind of helped me feel that connection with people. Cause it really devastated me when we all had plans for New Year's Eve. And then half the family's got COVID. This one's doing this. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. So, but you're right. It's a feeling of connection. And then finally getting to perform again this summer. I mean, I did 2 shows and it was just,
Where'd you perform?
locally, I did
Oh.
Barnum over in, it's like near Lido Beach. We performed, that was a great show. That was like an inside show. That was my recent one. The one before that was like right after everyone's like vaccinated, but I still wasn't comfortable being inside on top of people. So we just did a local show on a patio and everyone came out and it was like so much fun. But what a ways from going from touring with Katy Perry, gym class here. Like you kind of, to go back to your original question, you kind of invest in your life and go, wow, I went from like these major stages with big artists on Warped Tour. And now I'm doing this, but it's still because it's true. I still loved it.
Gina,
you know,
you're gonna get me crying, my love. I literally am feeling that with you as an artist. You have such, and again, I think it comes back to family. And you know, it's what I feel too, you know, for you, whether it's Katy Perry or for, you know, 1,000 watchers on during New Year's Day. For me, when I was performing, it's like Carnegie Hall, or we would perform for like 5 family members during Mother's Day. Like at the end of the day, we were taught with whatever gifts we were given to give them away. And you do so with such gratitude and love. I mean, you're unbelievable. And you must be so inspiring, even though I'm sure that he thinks you're a pain in the butt, because that's what kids do, but you must be so inspiring to your son.
Oh my God, my son loves music. I listen to him, his voice, I'm like, Cole, you sing very well. He's like, I know, but I don't know if I'm gonna be, he's only 9. He's a 9-year-old. So, and he's taking up an instrument this year and he chose the French horn.
Oh my God, I love it. You know what, Cole, you do your French horn. He could be a multi-instrumentalist, singer, French horn.
Well, what's funny is I play guitar, I play piano, we drums, my husband plays guitar. I'm like, you play all these other instruments and you went in doing, you want the French horn. I said, that's because your mom is a queen and the French horn is regal.
I can't with you, but I can. Listen, Gina, I could speak with you forever, but I just want to let our audience know. For more on the incredible Gina, you can read more about her right below this video. Gina, I have one more question for you.
Okay, sure.
If you could give advice to young Gina now, something that you wish young Gina heard, what would it be? What would that piece of advice be?
It's always going to be okay. And this is what I tell people even now. Life is not about always being happy, always having it all, always. Life is waves, up and down, up and down. And it's how you ride them. Try to not go too high, but try and not try too low. So I guess as a young child, more just like a comfort of, and not that I didn't have comfort from my family, but don't let those lows get to you too much and don't let those highs, because like now I know that. And now I just, like I said, I go from like traveling to LA and I have licensing deal. I go all over the place to, okay, now we're in lockdown and I'm singing on a patio. But if this was me probably 10 years ago, I'd be in pieces. Now I'm just like, hey, I just thank God for my family, my health, and that I could continue to create. And that has always been like, you talk about collabing. I want to collab with you. I love collaborating.
Gina,
so,
I want to collab with you. Listen, we'll continue the conversation after this interview. Your sense of gratitude and your sense of really knowing your worth as a creator, but also as a human. It's so inspiring, and I'm so grateful for
Thank you
today.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for having me on.